Hello, tribe. Thank you for spending a little bit of time with me today as we do our Wednesday inspiration. Wednesday is all about finding you something to keep you motivated, keeping you inspired so you could keep evolving. That's all Wednesdays are about. So inspire me as I inspire you. If it's your first time to the page, welcome to Chevy's Tribe. All you got to do is make love to the subscribe button, whisper a little bit of something to the like button, and come on down in the comments so we can spend some time getting to know each other. So as you can see from the title, it's all about how do we go about finding our life partner for those of us that are ready to settle down in that way. So are you ready? Are you really ready? Have you forgiven yourself? Have you forgiven all of those that you needed to forgive? Have you let go and buried any baggage that you have? Come on, let's talk about it. Let's get right on into it. I'm not about wasting no time because time is valuable. So you may notice my eyes are glancing to my left a little bit because I have my notes right there because I wanted to make sure that I did not forget anything. Also, you may hear a little bit of humming. I apologize. That's the heater that I'm kind of sitting next to. So now that we got all those disclaimers out the way, you're ready to find your partner. You've forgiven yourself. You've forgiven anybody you needed to forgive. You say that you have no baggage. You handled everything you needed to handle. So now we need to lay down the groundwork to get ready. First thing you need to do, first thing you really need to do, what is it that you want in a partner? Not what family say you should have, not what family say you should be looking for, not what society says is the in thing now in a partner, not what a power couple looks like, but what do you really want in a partner? So I suggest, I did it myself, write it down. I'm a visual person. Some things I can listen to and it makes sense, but some things, when I really need to dissect it, I need it in front of me so I can really go to town on it. So write it down. Write down in detail. What do you want in their credit score? What type of personality you want? What type of characteristics you want? What are some things that are a must-have for you? So I recommend having 3 lists. And I'm not talking about superficial stuff. Yes, you could put it on there, oh, white sparkling teeth and blah, blah, all of that. Okay, put it on there. But you need to get down to the get down. Because on those hard days, it ain't them pretty pearls that's going to make the relationship last. It's going to be the character and all of that stuff, right? So make 3 lists. That first list, must-haves. Must-haves. If you need them to be family oriented, if you want them to be a spiritual or religious person, if you want them to be more of a saver than a spender, whatever the must-haves are that you will not entertain if they don't have, then we're going to move on to your deal breakers. If he doesn't want children and you do, if they're a non-believing person and having a belief in your God or, the universe or wherever your belief system is set up is important to you, then you have to have your compromise list. So maybe you want someone who is funny, but it's not a deal breaker. It's other aspects to a personality that you would like, but you would love somebody who is that. Maybe you would love a man that can cook, but maybe they're not a chef. You can deal with it. You'll work around it. It's not a deal breaker. It's a cherry on top, if I could describe it to you. So write that list down. Now, you want to make sure when you meet this person, they match at least 75% of the things on that list. Not half, but more than half, 75% or more, because it's those things, again, that are going to carry you through the hard days, because they will come, So you have to have those fallback things that you all have in common that got you on the same page, that, made you all want to commit to each other. It's those things that must be in place. If you meet this man and you get to know him or this woman and you go through your list and they only have 25-40% of the things you are looking for, sooner or later you're going to get tired of them, because the things you're looking at or looking for, they're not there. All right. Hope that makes sense. Any questions, drop them down below. I promise I would make the time and the effort to respond to everything and do a follow-up if I need to. So the next thing we need to move on to, do you know how to love yourself? Date yourself? Be intimate with yourself? Be transparent with yourself? Let me ask those questions again. Do you know how to love, date, be intimate, and transparent with yourself? Because see, this is the thing. You can't attract what you want to be. You attract what you are. Let me say that again, because I want to make sure everybody catch that. You cannot attract what you want to be. You attract what you are, okay? Now, that's going to be a hard pill for some people to swallow. I know I'm going to ruffle some feathers by saying this. But it's time to take accountability, ladies and gentlemen, because that's where we start to see some things different. And it opens our mind and our horizon to start doing some things different so we can attract some things that are different, so we can live some ways that's different. It's all connected. So for example, if you attracted a man that was extremely disrespectful to you, yeah, that means it's times that you're disrespectful to yourself. Whether you don't take care of yourself, and that could be going to the doctor, that could be neglecting yourself, that could be looking in the mirror and pointing out all your flaws instead of loving yourself and embracing who you are. Now, you can work on some things, of course, but not downing yourself, beating yourself up. Oh, you know what? You decided to go here instead of to the gym, and that's why you didn't lose those 5 pounds you want to. We can't ask for something that we're not. So I can't say, oh, I want this man to come in and love me right and tight. But when's the last time you looked in the mirror and said, hey, you, how you doing today? You look nice. If nobody's told you, I love you. When's the last time have you said that to yourself? Not only said it, but when's the last time you showed yourself you loved yourself? And I'm not saying you went and you bought something nice from the store, but invested in yourself, taught yourself something, elevated yourself, took the baggage off your back and put it back somewhere else for somebody else to pick up because you're done with it. When have you done some things to show you love you? I say this, and I'm trying to, I wrote my notes a certain way, and I'm trying to see if I want to say it this way. So let me say this. We have to start at home. That's a little aggressive the way I wrote it down, so I'm not going to say it quite that way. But what I'm going to say is the love, the respect starts at home. See, when we get to a place of settling, where, oh, I'm 30 now, oh, I'm 35, it's time for me to settle down, it's time for me to be married at this point. I don't know who said you had to be married at a certain age or start having kids at a certain age, but that's a family and societal thing. We're going to have a video about that in a later date. But for this moment, when you make the decision to settle, you've made the decision to open your door and allow whatever wants to come in to come in. So you just want, I'm gonna take whatever I can get at this point. I'm tired of looking. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of that. Now here come Marcus. And no offense to any man that's named Marcus. That's just the first name that came to my mind. But here come Marcus with, the 10 kids and the 9 baby mamas, of which 8 of them he has a hostile relationship with. He only taking care of the other 2 baby mamas because he liked them. The other, he half-ass dealing with the other kids because he don't want to deal with the baby mama. He in and out of a job. Oh, by the way, he lives at his mama's house. He don't have no car, but he always asking to drive yours. And every time it's time to go out, he conveniently has to go to the bathroom or something when the bill comes. But he always seemed to come back when the waiter done took the bill away. He's the one that's always on the phone with his friends and making plans or whatever and want to, show up with you on their arm like he got top model. But every time again the bill comes, he looking for you. Is that really what you want, ladies? Is that really what you want? But yet so many have that. See, can nobody show up in your house and take up residency unless 1, you open the door. 2, you allow them to take up a residency, and then you allow them not to come and do as they're supposed to even have space in your place. Settling. So we have to get clear about who we're letting in our house. And last but not least, there's a lot more. I'm just trying to hit the top tier. There probably will be a part 2 to this. Last but not least, we have got to get to a place where we do not feel stuck in certain situations. So often I hear men and women say, man, it's just been 10 years and, that's 10 years I can't get back and the kids and blah, 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 blah. Let me say something to you. I would rather have 10 years of learning a lesson and walking away and having my peace, having my happiness, having the lessons that I've learned. So I'm more wiser coming out than I went in. So I have some new things that I can implement in my next relationship that can feed my authentic happiness, as opposed to staying in a relationship for another 10 years. Now I've been with you 20 years that I can't get back. I have no happiness. I have no peace. It's a hostile environment. It's probably toxic. And y'all can't even stand being with each other. So here it is, you all are living under one roof. But then it gets to a place you all are probably living separate lives. Because now you don't enjoy each other. You don't even want to be with each other. But because it's financially more comfortable for you, I can afford a bigger house because there's 2 incomes, but then you're sacrificing your happiness. So which is more important, the house or the happiness? Then you want to talk about the time you've been there. Okay, we can't do nothing about the time that's passed, but you could take control of the time that's coming. So what's the argument there? Then we want to talk about the children. Let me tell you something about children. 1, children are resilient. And don't think that children don't hear, feel, and are affected by the energy in your home that are being created by the parents or the partners or the lovers. The children feel that and feed off of that. You do not, and again, I might ruffle some feathers when I say this, but this is my personal opinion, and you could take it or leave it. You will have a happier child if you all separated and continue to co-parent, being very involved, being grown and showing up to the school festivities together. Hopefully you all can share in birthday parties and stuff, but if you can't, damn it, have separate ones. As opposed to being in a home, yelling and screaming, arguing, fussing, and fighting in front of these children, and now there's no peace for them. There's no feeling of security and protectiveness for them. It's always a feeling of walking on eggshells because you never know when the next volcano is going to erupt. I guarantee you a child will be okay with having separated parents who came together to co-parent and can look back and say, yeah, my parents weren't together, but they showed up and showed out every time I needed them. Them. You hear that word? Them. That don't mean you up and leave, ladies, and don't show up no more. Men, that don't mean you up and leave and the kids only seeing you at Christmas. That's not what that means. Now, you all may have separated, but you stay together as parents. And the children will see that even when things don't work out the way you want, you can still make the best of it. And they will be okay. Now, as opposed to seeing you fuss and fight for the next 15, my camera just shut off out of nowhere, so I apologize about that. But I was saying, as opposed to the kids seeing you all fussing and fighting for the next 10, 15 years, and growing up angry, misunderstood, searching for love, hostile, feeling that that's how people communicate is by fussing and fighting, God forbid, laying hands on one another, it is detrimental to them. Remember, when you become parents, you are taking on responsibility to also be the first ones to show children what loves look like and feel like. So anyway, let's recap, and we're going to do a part 2 to this because I don't want to make this an overly long video. Number 1. Write down what you want in a partner, and you're going to break that into 3 categories, right? You're going to break it into the must-have, deal breaker, and your compromise, okay? From there, you're going to ask yourself, do you know how to love yourself, date yourself, be intimate with yourself, be transparent with yourself? And if you can't, hold on. Now is not the time for a relationship because you should be able to do all of that in a relationship and do it successfully. So if there's some blockage and some hang up somewhere in there, we got some more work to do before we bring somebody into that. All right. And then next, take accountability. So many people say, I don't know why I keep attracting people like this. So at what point do you look at the reflection in the mirror and say, I got something to do with that? So if I want to change what I attract, clearly I got to change what I attract, starting within me. Okay? So then we're going to take some accountability for what we want. Then sit down, go through what you've learned in relationships. And let's not play the victim about who did what to me. Because, chances are you did a little something and they did a little something. So we're going to look at, what did you learn in that relationship? What did you walk in being naive to that you walked out knowing and being wiser? And then the point is to take those lessons, right, and implement them into the next relationship, right? Now, I did not mention this before. I apologize. So I'm going to put it in here. Stop comparing your current relationship or future relationship to other couples. I hear this so much. Relationship goals, power couple, this and that. Oh, you should be more like him. You should dress like her. You should be in the gym looking like that. You should be at home doing that. Stop it. Stop it. You want to know why? Because couples only show you what they want you to see. Many of y'all don't even realize they having a full-blown cuss-out session right before the Instagram picture. Stop. You don't know no couple well enough, especially those online, to want to build your relationship goals off of them. Stop it. Because what's authentically happy for them and works for them may not be for you. May not be for you. And recognize you only see and hear what they want you to see and hear. So how are you blindly setting up relationship goals for something you only know 25-30% of? Stop it. The whole purpose of this is to build what works for you and what is your authentic happiness. So we can wish each other well. We can clap for their accomplishments. That's it. That's as far as it goes. It never gets personal for you to the point you sitting at home fantasizing about how to turn your man into her man. No, ma'am. No, sir. We're not doing that. We're about elevating over here. We ain't about making replicas. All right. Last but not least, remember what I said. You're going to implement the lessons and you're going to let baggage go. Think about it. If you're holding baggage, if your arms are full with baggage, how do you have the opportunity to wrap your arms around your partner when he or she gets there? You can't. Your arms are too full with BS. Things that you haven't let go that people have done to you, said to you. Things that maybe you have done and said that you haven't forgiven yourself for. We have got to let the baggage go. It is what it is. All you can do is take what you've learned from it, move on to the next. Move on to the next. Put the baggage down so you can embrace your partner. Embrace the blessings that are coming your way. So, this video probably turned out a little longer than I anticipated, but I want to thank you so much again for spending a little bit of time. Remember, it all starts internally and it comes from our pores, which pours out into our external world. You can have the partner of your dreams. You can be the partner of someone's dreams. It all starts with you. It's not as complicated as we make it. It's not. We just have to be patient with ourselves, authentic with ourselves, transparent with ourselves, and it takes some accountability because we're not always the victim, right? So with that being said, please, just a reminder, please help a sister out. Hit the subscribe button. Tickle that like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. I would love to get to know you all as you all are getting to know me. And that's the only way I can do it right now. So with that being said, thank you so much for spending a little time. Turn on those notifications so when the tribe drops something, you'll be one of the first to know. And in the meantime, in between time, I got nothing but love for you. And it ain't a damn thing you can do about it.